to make sure that they understand the perception of taking someone who's cold, warming them up, making them hot, and getting them to buy from you. Ladies and gents, in today's episode, we are going to talk all about the 3 C's to attracting your ideal client. Connection, content, consistency. They are the 3 C's. And in today, I'm going to break those down deeper. We're going to go deep rather than wide. We're going to make sure that we cover off everything you need to know to attract your ideal clients, bring more money into your business, because I believe marketing is the lifeblood to your business. And with more leads, leads to more clients, leads to more sales, leads to more profit. So I've been doing a lot of training this week, as you can see here behind me, in relation to content marketing and attracting your ideal client, bringing people to you, working smarter rather than harder. It's so much easier having your ideal client coming to you saying, hey, I've seen your videos, I've listened to your podcast, I've read your book, I've been to your event, I've come to you because you are the expert that I perceive based on the content that you are producing. Now, how do you do that? How do you make your ideal client come to you? Well, in this episode, that's what we are discussing. That's what I'm going to cover off for you. So afterwards, you can take massive action. I've been doing huge amounts of coaching on personal branding, on content marketing, on lead generation, on bringing your ideal client to you without the overwhelm, without the stress, without the frustration. And it all comes down to having a process, a system, a method that you can follow that is 100% going to guarantee a result. Now, you know that I've spoken many times about niching. In my niching first started, my first 10 years of business were full of mistakes. I don't have to tell you that one again. But in 2016, my niche was self-employed mortgages, having only done one mortgage, which was my own, through my own personal story and my own personal experience. So I went on a mission to make it possible for self-employed people to buy and invest in property. And we now have the leading brand in the UK focused on helping self-employed individuals to buy and invest in property. We are a team of 20 based all over the UK and scaling up at a rapid rate. My coaching and mentoring commenced in 2019, focused on helping financial services professionals to achieve more mentally, physically, financially. To make sure that they can go to 6 figures and beyond, that you can go to 6 figures and beyond. I now coach people in multiple different industries. And this 3-step process is the one that's going to bring your ideal client to you. Now, why do you want to attract your ideal client? Why do you want to work with someone who wants to work with you? Because there's no argument over fees. Because there's never a question in relation to how much you charge. There's never that awkward first email or message that comes through saying, oh, how much is it going to cost? What's your fee? They know that already and they don't really care because your content is what's going to drive them to you. So making sure that you attract your ideal client is absolutely the foundational principle of every marketing strategy. And there's a 4-step process called AIDA, which is a marketing term, which I was teaching to my mentees yesterday and coaching them through to make sure that they understand the perception of taking someone who's cold, warming them up, making them hot, and getting them to buy from you. So the first C in this process is connection. It's about building your audience, hitting the awareness phase, making sure that you're leveraging social media and actually putting yourself out there. People buy from people. People like you will buy from you. They want to understand how you can help them, but not just that. You're friends to your friends because of who you are, not because of the job that you do. So it's about making sure that you have a connection with those people that you really know, like, and trust, and that they know, love, and trust you. So I do so many mortgages for people within financial services because that's my background. Sorry, I do so much coaching for people within financial services because that's my background. We do so many mortgages within my brokerage for the fitness industry because every day I'm sharing my journey around fitness. Also, we do, I've got people within hairdressing that I coach because my wife's a hairdresser and I can resonate in my stories with understanding that niche, that market, that specialism, that environment. And that helps to attract those individuals to me because I understand their business. I work with accountants and bookkeepers because I know my numbers. I talk about knowing your numbers. It's the foundational principle to building a more successful business. It's one of the things I focus on when I first coach somebody, is understanding their vision and knowing their numbers clear enough to be able to make the right decisions going forward. So you have to talk about the things that are most important to you. You know, one of my very first mentees, David, he chose a niche. He knew his audience. He knew who he wanted to attract. He went out there on social media, rebranded his business, focused on one specific client type, produced content for that one specific client type, and has become the leading expert in CIS mortgages in the UK. Now, he doesn't just produce content, he documents. And this is where the connection really is different to the content. Connection is about audience building. It's about speaking to your ideal client, but it's also about finding people like you. And that comes through documentation of your journey, not the creation of content. The creation of content is what we'll talk about next. So step number one is about connection, audience building, social media, documenting your day-to-day, giving people a behind-the-scenes look into your social media reality TV life, what you're doing, what you're up to. Subconsciously, a lot of the time, you can be selling. And this is the thought process, is if you're going out there with the mindset of, I need to generate a lead, I need to generate a client, I need to generate a sale, you're focusing too much on the second step that I'll talk about in a minute. You need to focus on step number one, which is audience building. When you go to a networking event, you're looking to find like-minded individuals. You're not looking to pitch your services there and then. For want of a better phrase, if you go back to dating, if you can remember back that far, mine's been at least, God, blimey, 26, I think I stopped dating when I met my wife. And it's like trying to have sex with somebody on a first date. It doesn't often go very well. And the one that you do have it with, you don't want to take home to your mum. It's about making sure that you go through that dating process. You warm people up to the things that you have in common, that you like about them, that you want to, they will like about you. That's connection. That's audience building. If you focus on that first, then step number two is content. That comes second. Because when somebody's more interested in you, they're more interested in the content that you're going to be producing for them, the value that you can bring to them in a business sense. Particularly during the COVID and Corona world and the pandemic, where face-to-face events were shut down, face-to-face appointments we couldn't do. You know, Zoom took over. People are really vying out for connection. They want to be around people like them. So when you get into step number two, producing content, it's about producing consistent content that helps your audience. This is a consistent piece of content. It's a podcast. It's a video. It will be transcribed and turned into a blog. It's something that if you like me and you want to understand more about marketing and the things that I talk about, you'll be able to go and listen. If you're listening to this for the first time, you probably wouldn't listen to a 15-minute video or podcast without having seen something short form that you resonate with. So the connection is often about short form content, 1 to 2 minutes, if not less with Reels and TikTok. It could be as little as 30 seconds. But you can breed in the content to that, as well as giving people long form options in podcasts, videos, and blogs that they can go and gorge on. Content is about producing, an element of how-to content. It's about producing something that people are searching for. It's putting it on Google. It's putting it on a podcast channel. It's putting it on a YouTube channel where people want to find evergreen content, where that is going to future-proof your business and it's going to be there for a lifetime. They want to have the 3 boxes ticked: watched, read, and listen. Everybody likes to absorb content in different ways. So you have to produce the content in the ways that is suitable to all of your audience. If you only produce video, then you're only hitting 1/3 of your potential opportunities and your market. Now, I know what you're potentially thinking is, oh my God, Gary, that's so much to do. But it's not when you understand the process and the system, how you breed connection and audience building into your day-to-day life so that it doesn't cause you stress, frustration, anxiety, and worry. How you focus on creating one piece of pillar evergreen content every single week that can be repurposed into an entire week's worth of content for your audience, for your Facebook page, for your business page, for your blog, for your podcast. The connection is about the use of social media. It's documentation of your day-to-day life. The content creation is something you do once per week, and then you repurpose the hell out of it in order to be able to be evergreen and be consistent on every single platform. And that leads me into the third and final C, which is all about consistency. When it comes to building your connection, so many people give up. Oh my God, Gary, I've been posting on social media for a week and I haven't had a single lead. Yeah, because if you went to a networking event once, would you expect to get a result from that? No, you wouldn't. And if you did, you're a fool. It's about making sure that you have that consistency. You have to do it daily, 1 to 2 posts per day, 1 to 2 Facebook groups per day. You have to be connecting and talking to people, sending DMs, commenting, liking, engaging in the same way that you would if you were at a networking event. If someone was talking to you, you wouldn't just stand there blankly and not respond to them. One of the biggest mistakes that people make in content marketing and audience building and connection is not actually communicating back with the audience that are engaging with them. So if you are putting content out and you aren't going out there, you're not getting likes, comments, and shares. If you're not commenting, and sharing other people's posts, there's the big reason they're not doing it for you. You have to give and you shall receive. So in consistency, it's about choosing a headline. It's about choosing a piece of content every week that you can do. You do it once per week. You then schedule the entire amount for the week to make sure that you are absolutely driving your business forward. If you're not attracting new clients, if you're not marketing your business, if you're not building your brand, if you're not putting yourself out there in the day and age that we now live, you are going to risk failure. You are relying on introducers, on partnerships, on third-party companies, on someone else, a marketing agency to drive your business forward. The connection and the audience building has to originate from you. You can leverage out the content creation after you've created that initial piece of content. It's about having both options, running consistently. If you do this for a year, if you post every day on one social media channel for a year, if you produce one piece of pillar evergreen content, 52 across the whole course of a year, I guarantee you, you will be attracting clients, your ideal client. Once you understand your niche, once you put content out there, it will absolutely transform and change your business for the better. I see so many people going wrong with this, and I really want to help you to not make the same mistakes that so many do. I spend hours coaching, mentoring, teaching, and training my mentees how to set this up, how to systemize this, how to automate it, how to take their business to the stratospheres and beyond, to 6 figures and beyond by putting this system and process into place. There's multiple different ways that you can do it, multiple different programs that I have that help you to do that so that you can build a business that you truly love, that helps you to achieve more financially. But first of all, you have to overcome the mental hurdle of, I can't do this. You have to overcome the mental hurdle of, oh, but business has got in the way. You need a system, you need a process, you need a method to make it work. Once you have that, you have the foundational principle to achieve more. If you need help in putting this into place within your business, then all you've got to do is go to my GaryDass.com website. You can submit an inquiry on there. There's an application where we can have a conversation to see how I can help transform your life and your business to achieve more mentally, physically, and financially. The methods and principles that I teach are absolutely applicable to financial services, to bookkeepers, to accountants, to hairdressers, to construction workers. It's a process for marketing that attracts your ideal client to you. I don't care what industry you are in. At the very least, I'll have a conversation with you and give you a strategy for the future that will enable you to get more results in your business, even if we don't end up working together. I absolutely love helping you to achieve more mentally, physically, and financially. If you want to transform your life and your business, then go to GaryDass.com, submit your details. It'll be a pleasure to have a chat with you and help you to drive your business forward. Marketing, connection, content, and consistency are the lifeblood to building the business that you absolutely love, to attracting the ideal clients that you really want to work with, to taking your income and lifestyle to the exact place that you want it to, for you, for your family, and for everyone that you love. Thanks very much indeed for tuning in. Have a fantastic day. I look forward to seeing you on next week's episode. Remember, now's the time to become pro.